Start sending us your video. Oh, there we go. Alright, we are back. Looks like my internet decided to crash on me. Let me know if you guys can still hear me, everything. Yeah, looks like we are good. Internet just completely failed me there. Sorry about that, guys. If there's anything you can learn from me streaming, that is that can be extremely unpredictable. So now that we have all these minecarts in here, does this change the entity count? Now it says 53 of 180. Don't see anything that says 23, 24. But that's okay. So that area is good. Let's go ahead and continue on. So the next thing I need to do will, of course, be to put in these grindstones. Need those again. We'll build up the area for it. And then we'll place all of my cards. Hello, I'm good, I just unfortunately had a little bit of internet connection issues. And I'm hoping that that got all fixed. Hope everybody joins back. Yeah, thank you. This is the Il Mango design. Just bringing it here onto the Evermoor SMP server. Oh, there we go. So that one's done. Let's do that to make this a little bit easier. So now what I need to do is rescue my blocks, get my minecarts back. I built this wrong. I'm using the Lightmatica mod, and that I assumed I knew what I was doing because I built this farm like 3 times, but apparently I still don't know how to build this. Ah, thank you! How long have you been watching my content? How many more we got left? Hey, Moondrop, welcome back! Alright, there we go. Back in business. We only need 1 minecart here. Don't need that rail. Boom. That one's done. Fixed. There we go. Okay. So that, boom. Just like this. There we go. Okay, so working on this one. Oh, I forgot to push the block into it. Silly me, getting ahead of myself here. Dirt. That's wrong. Hurt. Well, welcome to my channel. Yeah, I'm just over here on the Evermoor SMP and building up a gold farm. Well, struggling to build a gold farm currently. So, yeah, I got a little ahead of myself here. Piston. Button. And minecart should be out of the way. Or mine rail track. Minecart track. Okay. That's all fixed. There we go. Now we can build up this upper layer. And I built that wrong. There we go. And then now we need said slab. Rail. Let's get our count correct for minecarts. Make sure I have them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm missing a few. They're probably right Oop. In there. This is a fantastic farm. This is one of my favorites. By far the most efficient farm and best bang for your buck. 9, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we need to craft up one more minecart. If I can reach my iron here. Stuff's all in the way. It's always in the way. Not making anything easy for me. Oops. That's okay. Iron. I totally built this floor on the wrong level. Yep, it should be 24 minecarts for proper entity cramming. Got 23. Had to leave one down the dirt block, so let's craft up one more. That should be 24. 9, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So now I should be able to just stand right back here. Excuse me. And place all these. And for those that don't know, this is what causes the entity cramming and kills off all of the zombified piglins. Yeah, gotta cram myself underneath this farm because apparently I don't know how to build on the proper Y value here, and I'm paying the price. So that should be all good to go. That's 2 down, 2 to go. So let's go ahead and just break all this stuff out because it's actually not helping me at all. We need to... Got that there. Ooh, don't want to... I accidentally sent like 20 some odd minecarts flying out last time I did this. Because I jumped on them. It was kind of fun to watch. Yeah, this thing will take you out in a hurry. Oh, wait, still need that. Still more. I guess it's not that much effort to just take them all off and place one back in. There we go. Crafting table. One more. And where's my rail? There you are. Rail. Check. Minecart. Check. Brake rail. Very important step right there. Now we need the dirt. Coal block. Little head tuck and roll. This is not a joinable server, unfortunately. This is whitelisted. Okay, here we go. There we go. That should be everything. Wham bam shazam. Here we go. Now let's get all this stuff out of the way and build up the next level. Eventually I'll get good at building this. Maybe 2 or 3 more times of building it, I'll get efficient. So now, must have fell into the hopper here. Come on. Back up. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Just don't want to fall into this entity cramming pit here. Luckily, I don't have anything to destroy the block, so I should be fine to get all my stuff back. Okay, now do one more quick count. 9, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Perfect. Why did I use yellow glass? I thought that it would seem the most fitting to use yellow glass because it's a gold farm. That is my only logic. The one that I built on the ZetaCraft server, I used red. Don't ask me why. I just wanted red, probably because I had a lot of poppy flowers from Maya's gold farm that I acquired. But this time I decided to go gold. You know, gold is yellow, and yellow equals gold. Perfectly logical. Then I need to get rid of the mine carts, or sorry, excuse me, the mine track. I don't know if I did that on this one. There we go. Did I do it on this one? Nope. Okay. Those are all good to go. One more to go. Let's go ahead and get that track back. Where did it go? Oh. Ooh, that's... Why didn't you suck it through? You know what? I'm not fighting that. There's that one. I'm not concerned if I lose a singular track. So now let's go ahead, tear this out, fall down. Very essential step. Don't forget about the falling down part. Break the gold block. Extra colors. I mean, it's one of these farms. Once they're built, I guess I don't see the need to make them super pretty. Like, I understand I probably should make these all look nice, but it's more of a form over function. I put forth minimum effort to look a little bit better. So, I don't know. I'm a little backwards sometimes on my thinking. Should have more, yeah, rails right here. So, one rail. And then singular minecart. Break rail. Dirt pillars. Gold. Gotta do this from above. You talking about breaking minecarts faster with a bow? Wait, what are you talking about? And push. Yep, that's all good to go. Let's get this dirt out of the way. So that's prepped, ready to go. Okay, so you can break minecarts faster with bow. I did not know that. Thank you. That is very useful information. And grindstone 1, grindstone 2. Double check the count on minecarts. 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. They must be inside the hopper. That would be my guess, if I can access these. Yep. And I should need to craft up... Why can't I pick that up? You would think I'm close enough. I know I need to craft up one more. Except I don't have anywhere to put it. Let's see, I don't need one of those. Okay, counting. 9, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Perfect. What's your idea? I'm all for hearing ideas. I need something to talk about here to break the monotony of building this gold farm wrong, apparently. So, that's all good to go. Oh, I need to break the minecart before I forget, or mine rail, excuse me. Perfect. Yeah, okay. There we go. So, killing chambers, all good to go. Now, carpets. Oops. How high up does this go? That high. Easiest way to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Without falling into the mine carts. Go. You can put under the I can put an ender or a wither rose. Wait, can you put under the entity cramming minecart dirt with ender rose? What would I? Oh, instead of doing minecarts, do a wither rose. Is that what you're talking about? Looks like I should have just enough of these grindstones. Perfect. Why not? I'm already up here. Let's build this. Oh, withering. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you. That makes sense. Okay. Man, I need access to my shulker boxes. Yeah. Don't need anything from there, of course. So here's what we can do. Break this. Let's just go ahead and place these a little bit lower. Okay. Make this a little bit easier to navigate under here. I wasn't thinking when I initially built this thing. Let's see. That's top level. I want to be on the bottom level so nothing spawns. Yeah, you're right. The wither effect would definitely make this a little bit more efficient. Yeah. I don't have access to wither roses right now, so I'm just gonna stick with this style. I might upgrade it down the road, though. That is a good idea, so thank you for that. Let's just tear all this out. This is not helping me at all. Excuse me. Just giving my my pinky here a little bit more of a continued warm-up before the crouching marathon for building up all these magma blocks, because I could not find Frostwalker boots. And I don't have access to do fire resist potions. Gotta keep that pinky limbered up and ready to get a workout. I'm trying to save rockets, so here comes the slow climb back up. Welcome back. Didn't miss much. You basically missed me breaking some slabs and then flying down and picking them up. Nothing too eventful. Nothing game breaking. I didn't go through and build a wither rose farm or anything like that. That's something that my quest might knock out. The guy likes to knock out some big projects quick. I did not die, no. I just went down to the bottom to pick up the blocks that fell. I have died 3 times on the world. That's the number that you'll see next to my name at the top. I do believe all 3 times were in the end. I do not have a good track record in the end, apparently. Twice falling into the void, and then once killed by an Enderman in the end. I do believe I lost my stuff every single time. So rip to that stuff. Oh, this is painful. Need to get this gear upgraded. I'm gonna leave the rest. A few more of these. Make this easier to navigate around. That way when I do work on getting the sorting system and the piglin bartering set up, I already have this platform down here. Oh, which reminds me. Let me put this back in my offhand. Does that help out, make this thing a little bit brighter? I don't know if streaming, if it still comes through dark, like typical mine or YouTube videos. YouTube tends to compress it, make it darker. I do want to make a raid farm sometime. That's on the list, cause I sure do love using my totems of undying. I die a lot. So, yeah, I was working on getting more stuff because I couldn't reach it. Don't think I need anything from there. Need this stuff. Stairs, snow, trapdoors. Don't need those yet. Shouldn't need any of that, but I'll grab it. My plan is to build maybe not a mega piglin trading farm, but I'll probably have like 5-10 piglins down here, because that's really all you need, unless you have somebody dedicated to converting and crafting that stuff from the golden ingots to, or golden nuggets to golden ingots. So let's see here. What am I missing? Those. And then, yeah, that's block. And can't tell if those are hard corners. I don't think it's important if they're not. Excuse me. Why don't you like those orange? I don't know. Lightmatic can be a little funky sometimes. So let's see. That is on the inside. So what would be the easiest way to do this? Can I do it this way? Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I do have Discord, by the way. The easiest way to actually talk to me or get in touch with me will be the Zetacraft Discord. That's where you'll find me most often. So, let's see here. Is there any blocks below this? There should be. There we go. There we go. Do I want to go down one more? I really don't. Let's see here. I think it'd be easiest to build up from the ground. So let's fill this back up. Jump in here. Oh, excuse me. I got the sniffles. Like I've said before, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I do apologize for any involuntary outbursts like that. Got a little, woke up this morning not feeling good. Got the scaffolding, now I just needed a block to build the scaffolding off of. There we go. Oh, perfect. So let's see, I was working on, was it this one? Yeah, trapdoors. If we just approach it from the side here. So, oop, oop. Oh, almost fell. This is why I dislike scaffolding. Like, need to be able to shift on it. Alright. There we go. Okay. That'll do. This out of the way. One down. 3 to go. I mean, at this point, the farm is almost built. We just need to do the spawning platforms, which does take forever to do. Yeah, I don't want these minecarts to go springing off on here, so if I were to... Let's just place that one wrong. Then we go like this. And break that one. Now we can come up from the bottom. I know following the tutorial, there's probably an easier way to do this. Oh, too close. Did I make the magma? No, but I spent quite a bit of time collecting it. There we go. And I did all of that in between streams. There was a comment stating that they didn't want to watch me do as much grinding anymore, that it was time to start watching some building, so I took that and ran with it. And that's why we're building now. 2 down, 1 to go. Let's see here. Got 28 more of these. Maybe I'll get a little further out. Yeah, what would we do without El Mango? This... I've said it before, I said it again. This is by far my favorite farm. We'll place this one wrong, and then we can... Excuse me. There we go. Just got to get a rhythm, that's all. Pretty soon we'll be back to placing a whole bunch of magma blocks. Last one. About here should do. Have I ever tried Bedrock Edition? So, funny story. It's funny that you bring that up. Here's a little origin story for Time Architect. I initially played Minecraft back in 2011, I believe. I was on my, at that time, my second deployment in Afghanistan. And I had one of my buddies, had a computer that had it on there. I forget which version it was, but it was a version right around 2011, so... Whatever, that's 1.8, 1.6. I couldn't tell you, to save my life, which version it was then. But I played it, just got absolutely addicted to it. Played it whenever I could, as often as I could. And then I got home and kind of fell away from it for a while. And then I started my other job, and my coworker had an Xbox, and he had the Minecraft 360 version of it. So I played that again, and that really reignited my passion for it. And I watched a lot of YouTubers, particularly Wells Knight. Watched his survival series, and that's eventually brought me to Hermitcraft, and from there it kind of blossomed into wanting to create content. And well, the rest is kind of history. And yes, I am kind of old. I don't know if I'd say I'm really old. But that's what all the old people say. I'm not that old. Yeah. Okay, so the trapdoor needs to be on the upper level. There we go. Trapdoor. Perfect. Wish I could have made those dark oak, but we're here now. So I think all that's left to do now is the spawning platforms, some stairs, and some snow along the outside. Let's see here. Oh, wrong layer. There we go. And I have all that on me. 1, 2. Of course, it's going to yell at me thinking that it's all wrong because the blocks aren't right. Oh, so 2011 was 1.0, so basically not quite alpha. It was old Minecraft. Oh no, I don't have my Silk Touch shovel on me. That'll break if I don't use the shovel. And I think I got myself exactly enough snow. Let's build the rest, then we'll figure it out. And I did it again. No. Here we go. Yeah, I suppose anything over 20 is old. I feel old. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel old. Oh, man. Oh, I had a whole nother stack of snow. Plenty of snow. So then we needed the aggro layer. And then this should be all glass if I remember correctly. Yep. So that's what you see them through. So all of this is glass. But I will need to leave one side open to allow me to access my shulker boxes of magma blocks. So we'll leave this one open. Nope. Need to go up one. Perfect. So from here, is that basically the inner parts of this? I think I got everything that's supposed to be here. I think from here on, it's just going to be lots and lots of mega blocks. Yeah, it's funny how the older you get, how your concept of what feel old can get skewed. Alright, let's empty out all this stuff and fill up with mag blocks. My poor pinky's about to get a workout here. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't plan to live past 90. We'll see. I mean, if I get there, I get there. Yeah. Oh, I didn't make that. Well, here we go. Oh, my toesies. So now I want to start on that layer right there. So that way I don't have to worry about gas spawning. Alright, here we go. I do not have netherite. Unfortunately. Still kind of in the infancy stage on this server. I'm kind of setting this one up to where I only really work on it in streams. Not one of those instances where it's like, oh yeah, I did a little mining off camera and I have full netherite gear, full netherite beacon, you know, all the jokes. So which one was my build-up block? Was it this one? Yeah. I'm trying to make it a little easier to find my way back down. Should have grabbed myself some trapdoors, but I can do that later. And here we go. I just lost my last torch, so hopefully it doesn't get too dark on you guys. If you are having trouble seeing, let me know and I can... So when I push F11, it normally blocks out the stream. It happens to me on recording. So I've just learned to play on regular screen, and unfortunately, my editing software, I can crop out all of the start bar and stuff at the bottom. But yeah, when I'm recording, all I see is a pause screen. I would love to play on full screen. I miss it. Yeah, that didn't take long. My pinky hurts already. Because I mashed this thing. Yeah, I'm sure it's something that I can do to mess with the settings to try to mitigate that issues. It would be a lot nicer. Probably something I should look into. It's kind of my passion to become a full-time content creator, so be able to have this all set, ready to go would be helpful. Now, I don't plan on trying to push to become a full-time content creator. It's just one of those, if it happens, it happens. I've never been self-employed before, and I'm not the best at managing my time, so even though I am jokingly the architect of time, I can never seem to give myself enough time to set aside and get some work done. So I'm not an actual real life architect. I'm actually, I'm a machinist by trade. So I worked with a lot of computer numerical controlled machines to precisely remove material via different types of cutting tools to get a part out of types of metals, plastics, and other exotic materials. Been doing that since 2006, off and on, you know, with the military service and all that. So as far as the actual origins of my name, it's kind of a funny story. So back in the day, I used to watch a lot of the YouTuber Chosen Architect, and I really enjoyed his content. He is typically a modded content creator, but he did this vanilla survival series, and I was just hooked on that thing. I couldn't watch enough of it, and I really liked the name Chosen Architect, and I didn't want to, you know, blatantly rip him off or anything like that. So I knew I wanted to have architect in my name because I do consider myself to be a builder. That's my passion, is to build in Minecraft. I'm not a redstone or anything like that. That's why I'm building right now off of a tutorial, not thinking of my own design. So after much kind of playing around, I decided upon Time Architect because I thought it would be kind of a fun backstory for my character to be like a type of ancient time-traveling race or futuristic ones that were sent back in time to try to rebuild society after it collapsed. And I'm one of the last surviving members of it. So that's kind of the lore of my channel and myself, is that I'm trying to build as many different styles, as many different ways to kind of follow along with that lore. Alright, let me get all caught up here on the chat. If you're referring to a helper as a machinist, I'm a standalone machinist. My technical job title would be a setup machinist, because I take the machines and then I build out all the tools. I set up the machine to hold the parts, input programs and all that, then run them out. And then of course I would do all the production runs as needed. I had been studying precision machining since I was probably, I think, a sophomore in high school. And then when I became a junior, I was able to spend half of my school days at an actual technical school studying how to become a precision machinist and learning, the basic shop tools and learning how to program and understanding all of the G and M codes and all of that. And then I got a full-time job right there near the ending days of high school at a machine shop, and I worked in the saw area cutting the raw material. It's absolutely painful work for me because the type of material that I was cutting, I used to get hot chunks of, we call them chips, of hot material on me, so I kept getting burned all the time. It was just miserable. Welcome everybody to the chat. Let me get myself caught up here on some of these side conversations. Carlos Santana. I feel like I recognize that name. I feel like that's what Mindless likes to listen to when he's just kind of chilling in the Discord voice. So for those that just joined, I am currently following a Lightmatica schematic to build up the El Mango gold farm here on the Evermoor SMP server. I wanted to try to get myself a little bit more solidified in my world and get all sorts of levels for enchanting and just moving the game along. So that's what I'm working on right now, just giving my pinky the absolute endurance race of a workout right now because I don't have Frostwalker or Fire Resist potions, and just kind of chilling and talking about what's my own personal history, I guess. It's kind of a little autobiography of my life. That's what we got going on here. Yeah, I do agree with you, Respect. Machine shop work can be extremely boring. I've actually quit several shops because you get into this monotonous cycle of just making the same family of parts over and over again. You spend a few years making hundreds of those parts where you can literally do it in your sleep. I get to the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm ready for some change. I want to do something new. I want to do something more challenging. So I'll quit, move on, try to better off my financial situation along the way, take the experience of what I've learned, and then just kind of move myself forward. My last decision to move jobs was actually not so much the fact that I didn't like what I was doing. I thoroughly enjoyed the shop that I worked at and the people that I worked with. The problem became it was a bind to work there because of the longer commutes, and the pay scale that I was at, while was acceptable, I worked in a different state and they had an income tax and the state that I live in doesn't, so I'm basically getting double taxed to work in a state that I don't live in. So it's one of those like, why am I paying all these taxes when I could get a job that's closer to where I live that can possibly pay more and still try to have the challenging aspects that I do enjoy. So about a month and a half ago, I got myself a new job, and I've been enjoying it since. Unfortunately, though, they are extremely backlogged on work, so I've been working a lot of longer hours, which, of course, can interfere with creating content. And that's why a lot of my episodes have been delayed. It's just because I get home from working 40 to 50 out, or about 50 hours a week, and I'm either completely exhausted or I get home, shower, eat, go to sleep so I can wake up, go do it the next day. That's adulting right there. Yeah, I do believe, getting back to the chat here, I was just running my suck here. To put it simply, I could just sit here and talk about myself. That I know that pretty well. I've learned how to talk about myself in miscellaneous public speaking classes and stuff, and being in the military. But yeah, getting back to the chat here. Yeah, there is a mod that can place them. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I do believe it was Boss Builds MC was the one who was talking about that. For me, I don't mind it. It can be a little bit relaxing, especially if you get some good tunes playing. I always like putting on some music and zoning out and just building. Or in the case, if you guys remember my castle from Zedacraft Season 1, that I built probably 2 hours of it while in a meeting with some of the other Zetas. We like to do monthly meetings or meetings every 2 months to just talk and check the status of everybody. So I was actually building it then. Alright, where are we at in the chat? Yeah, so I actually live, kind of give you guys a little bit more of a refined idea of where I live. I live in Washington State, and I was working in Idaho. So Washington obviously has the sales tax and a few other taxes, but no income tax. But Idaho does. Now you guys have a little bit better idea of where I live. I'm not going to give you my street address or anything like that. I don't need people coming and hanging out. I keep myself busy enough. Oh yeah, leave it to the army. So actually, getting back to a little bit more story about myself, I joined at 18, and I wasn't supposed to go to boot camp for, I think it wasn't until that fall, or maybe it was that spring of next year. But then the recruiter reached out to me saying that they had like a small bonus that if I changed my MOS or my mission occupation specialty to something else and left basically about 13 days after I graduated high school, I was going to get it. So of course I'm just this super broke 18-year-old. I'm like, sure, why not? And I did it, and I'm actually quite satisfied with what I ended up doing in the military, in the Marine Corps to be specific, and that was to become a heavy equipment operator. I do believe the actual technical name for it was an engineer equipment operator, but to sum up what I did in the Marine Corps, I operated miscellaneous heavy equipment such as bulldozers, extendable boom forklifts, cranes, container handlers, miscellaneous earth-moving equipment, anything from a backhoe up till large dozers and scrapers and graders. And I did that to support any sort of mission-specific tasks. And that's basically what both of my deployments were, was logistical support to keep anything running smoothly on the base, as well as outside the wire, as we like to call it, to support the grunts and the war fighters, the infantry units, to give them any sort of logistical support. And that could have been a career option once I got out, to get a job as a heavy equipment operator. But the licenses and all that I had in the military, they don't really transfer over. Like, there's no direct license needed in most construction trades. So they just kind of looked at me like, okay, so you have a license, how many years experience? They wanted the experience, which, yes, I did serve 6 years in the Marine Corps, but it's one of those, like, I can't say, oh yeah, I had X amount of hours. It just wasn't quite what they were looking for. I didn't want to start completely from the bottom. I had the experience, but not what the specific experience that they were looking for. Yeah, so Flip lives, getting back to the chat here, I don't know exactly where he lives, obviously, but I used to live over on the western side of Washington, close to Seattle. So I'm not going to say that Flip and I were neighbors, but I'm sure I was 30, 40 minutes away from wherever he lived, where I grew up. Let me get myself caught back up here on the chat. You're talking about opening a Twitch channel. I actually have highly considered Twitch. The reason why I have kind of hesitated to do that is because I had been hearing some of the other larger content creators talk about how they wanted to leave Twitch just based off of issues that they had with the company. And, you know, I've already got established myself on the YouTube platform, and trying to transfer over my audience to Twitch could be a little bit more of a struggle. So that was kind of my hesitation. I'm not writing it off completely. I'm not against going on to Twitch. It's just not something that I'm actively pursuing at the time. There we go. First spawning ring is done, and my pinky is sore. Get a little break here, and I'll get myself a few more magma blocks. Or should I go ahead? I should probably just do the trapdoors since I'm here. Let's see. Shulker boxes. Trapdoors. Oh, excuse me. A little burp there. Might as well stock back up on magma blocks. I do believe all I need are trapdoors and magma blocks from here out. Here going forward. Excuse me. Gonna take a quick little drink of water, and I do believe my wife tried to message me, so give me one moment, guys, while I answer her back. Okay. Mic on. So the big thing about switching to Twitch is waiting 2 days to use the video footage on YouTube. It's a pain from what I hear. Oh, so they have like a waiting period? That's interesting. Oh, I need food. I'm not about to add my 4th death in here from walking around on magma blocks. That could be a little embarrassing. There we go. Perfect. So let's get ourselves up here and build up some more of this gold farm. We're almost there. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time today to do the iron farm like what I had initially planned to do. I think it might just be a gold farm kind of day today. Okay, if I remember right, what I have to do here, go like this, that, like that. Should be right. Once again, it's been a long time since I built this thing. I say long time, but I think I built it on Zedacraft November-ish. So it's really hasn't been years. Like, it feels like I've been playing on Zedacraft for years and years, and it's really only been a little bit over a half a year, 7 months or so. But there's just been so many memories of playing on there that it feels like longer. Excuse me. Oh, forgot one. better to build it right the first time. And also, I don't believe I have any name tags yet, so I need to wait until I can unlock the librarians to fully finish out this farm, because I need to name tag my aggro zombified piglins in the 4 corners. So we'll probably get this thing 99% of the way built today, minus of course the piglin trading. I might just take care of that in between streams. If I remember right, this top layer has the most trapdoors. I gotta go around and close all of said trapdoors. It can always be so frustrating when you feel like you're getting better from a cold, and then you wake up the next morning and you're right back to feeling under the weather. Like, I seriously, last night at midnight, just chilling with Ricky in the creative world, working on our season 2 bases, feeling great, just having a grand old time. Go to bed, feeling fine, wake up in the middle of the night, can't breathe out of my nose. Throat scratchy, feeling like I've been snoring all night. And then it just doesn't go away. Frustrating. Especially when you're trying to do a hobby that requires you to talk and communicate. Hopefully I got enough spruce trapdoors. Okay, I got a whole nother stack. I think I just need to place some in like the corners or something like that on the lower levels. I don't think I need to go all the way around like I do on this top level. I think it's just because it's so high you need to convince the zombified piglins to jump to try to get to you fastest. Which also kind of helps the efficiency of the farm by them already being pre-damaged. Okay. Now the fun part. Need some food. I'm sorry guys if this is just absolutely messing with your brain right now. I know I'm having a little issues. Almost there though. Everything? I hope so. Clean up these magma blocks. Excuse me. Yep, a lot less on that one than none on that. Yep, we're almost there. 3 more layers. Oh, I'm saying that, but still like another hour here. See if my wife messaged me back. She did not. Okay. Hopefully it's not something important. got the sudden realization that my throat's quite scratchy, so I do apologize if I just kind of, I'm a little quiet here. I think my poor voice box needs a break. You know, it'd probably be smart of me to put these trapdoors on as I go, so I don't have to circle around again. Like that. Be a little bit more efficient with my time. So you're you're saying that the thing about Twitch is waiting 2 days to use the video footage on YouTube. It's a pain from what I hear. I understand that. It's something that Twitch uses in contract to not pay. Interesting. Yeah, if I decide to expand to Twitch, maybe I'll just consider like a different gaming. Maybe play some Skyrim or something like that. Like, not many games you can play now that other people aren't already streaming and all that. It's a pretty large company. Wintergreen Lifesavers cut down on the upper respiratory system. Oh, that's smart. Normally I like to chew on some wintergreen gum on occasion. Might have to go and find myself some of those when I'm done for today. I think we normally keep some in the car for when I like to eat all the onions and stuff on my burgers. Ooh, yes, honey is a good go-to. Never go wrong with drinking some honey. Yeah, I don't know what it is, or if you guys in different areas are experiencing it too, but it seems like ever since things have opened back up after the the COVID shutdowns, and everybody's getting back to their normal day-to-day lives, it seems like people are just getting sick all the time now. Like, our immune systems have to catch up from the 2 years of not having constant exposure to new colds and viruses and stuff like that. It's kind of what my daughter's doctor was talking about, how just everybody's getting sick because our immune systems are catching back up. And I don't want to get too far into the whole COVID discussion. It's not really something that I want to talk about right now. So I'll probably go ahead and leave that conversation right there as far as that. So I like to consider myself to be a pretty open-minded person, and I like to talk about stuff, but I don't know, I'm very anti-confrontational, and last thing I want is to sit here and try to have a maybe not heated discussion, but I'd much rather just talk about what I'm doing here on Minecraft and having fun. That's the community that I want to build, a nice positive atmosphere, and I just want everybody to enjoy themselves. There's enough hate and discontent in the world, so if I can discourage it by just avoiding the conversations, not that that's going to make them go away or anything like that, but just to give people a break and somewhere to not have to think about constantly being defensive about something. So that's kind of my thought behind my channel, my philosophy. And I do appreciate you talking about helping out my symptoms. That's definitely going to be something I'll look into. So thank you for that. Oop, that's the wrong way. I don't have my axe on me. Oh, I missed it. It's okay. And I messed up again. Oh no! best part about using this schematic is there's no guesswork on if I built the rings and spawning platforms correctly. Like I know this works, so as far as the top glass. How much further we got? Oh, we still got a ways to go, and then we're only halfway through the spawning platforms. We're getting there, though. Definitely gonna say that this will be all that I'm gonna take care of for today's stream. I don't want to push myself too much further today. So what's my favorite vehicle? Well, we can break that up into several different conversations. Thank you for kind of reigniting the talking. I was getting a little quiet there. I'd like to be halfway entertaining for you all. So I'm going to start off with favorite vehicles that I've owned. And then we'll get into kind of like dream vehicles and ones that I would like to own and or rent, borrow, drive, whatever. So my favorite vehicle that I have owned was a 2009 Dodge Charger RT. And it was gunmetal gray, leather interior, had the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 in it. And I love that car. And I would still own that car today, except for the fact that that car wasn't going to tow a 24-foot cargo trailer from Texas to Washington State when I moved. So I unfortunately had to trade that in and get something a little bit more heavy duty. Yeah, I absolutely love that car. It was a blast to drive. And, you know, I enjoyed having the big block in there. It wasn't, you know, the super big motor in there, but it was all that I needed. So that was my favorite car that I've ever owned. Now, if there's one car that I wish I could have, I would... Once again, it's a very tough question, because my dream car as a kid, before I had grown to the size and proportions that I am today, would be a Dodge Viper. I think it'd probably be a 1997 or 98 Dodge Viper. I love that body style, the GTS or the GTS-R. Gotta have it in that steel metallic blue with the white racing stripes. Just love that car. And then I grew up and I got to be 6'5" and realized that I will never fit in one of those cars. I had an opportunity to sit in one. It was a convertible. And I sat down in that thing and I'm literally looking above the windshield with my knees absolutely jammed into the front dash. And I'm like, well, that was a fun dream. Time to find a more realistic sized car for studying my proportions. Because yeah, a Dodge Viper or like a Porsche 911, either of those cars I absolutely loved. I played a lot of Need for Speed growing up, and those cars were like my dream cars. Those are what I wanted, until I realized that I will never fit in one of those comfortably. But then again, you know, supercars and all that aren't supposed to be comfortable. They're purpose-driven. They're not supposed to be commuter cars or anything like that. They're purpose-built to go fast, look nice, and that's about it. So now that I'm older and I've come to realize that I won't fit in a car like that. Ooh, a DeLorean, yes. Yeah, those are kind of tiny. I remember I also got to sit in like a little Lotus something rather, and I mean, you're basically sitting on the ground in that car. But anyways, going back, as far as a car that I would want nowadays, I would say I would be okay with just getting the probably 2020, 2021, the Dodge Challenger Hellcats. I don't think I would need like a Demon or anything like that. Or if I would get the Demon, I'd want it to have the wide body kit. I really like the looks of those cars. I don't race or anything like that, so I don't need any sort of, performance packages or anything. I don't street race, nor do I have any intention to. I just like the look, I like the sound, I like the feel, and I know that I can fit in a car like that because I had a Dodge Charger. So as far as that, it's one of those more realistic dream cars. Once again, when would I drive it? I'm not going to take that thing to work. I'm just going to take it out on the weekends. So what's the point of owning a car like that if you don't have somewhere to drive it? Not to mention, insurance and fuel for running on the higher grade fuel. So maybe someday. Let's see. Yeah, Spiders are super tiny. The Chevy Suburban, the gas guzzler. So my mother actually owned. It was either late 90s or early 2000s Suburban, and that thing was a square body, absolute tank, like 4 miles to the gallon, behemoth. And yeah, it served its purpose. We were a family of 6 at the time, so it hauled us all around comfortably. Back then, fuel was considerably cheaper. I do have this very distinct memory of my mother trying to get us home. I forget where we were going, but we were kind of taking the back roads through the neighborhoods, and the gas light had at this point been on for many miles. And she's just freaking out, stressing that we're going to run out of gas somewhere in this middle of this neighborhood. And she's just doing everything she can to feather that thing and get it home. And I remember we pulled into the driveway. She put it in park, and it died. Like, she literally ran the thing on fumes into our driveway before it just completely gave up. And I don't know why that's such a very distinct memory from my childhood. I just thought it was one of those perfect timing moments. You can make a video about just perfectly timed incidences, and I feel like that would make the cut. I remember I had a very close call with running out of fuel. I was driving from eastern Washington to western Washington with my wife, then girlfriend. And it's one of those, oh yeah, I got a quarter tank, got plenty of time. We don't need to stop at this gas station. The next one's only in 30 miles. Not realizing that last quarter of a tank is probably like 2 gallons of gasoline. And it's just so scary to think about getting stranded on the side of this interstate with the next gas station 20 plus miles away and having to either hope somebody will stop and help out or start walking. So ever since then, I've been a lot more conscious of my fuel levels, especially on road trips. Alright, almost got another layer down. We're getting there. The good news is that this farm will actually work right now as is, but it'll become more efficient with the more layers that I do add on. So, I mean, technically this farm is built minus the aggro zombified piglins, which it will work, but there's just that slight chance that they all spawn in at that perfect moment when there's nobody already there to share the aggro, and it'll just shut off. Which, if you're AFKing overnight, just means you won't be getting those levels or anything. But if you're just sitting there and paying attention, you could just, re-aggro another one and get it fired right back up. Like I said, at that point it's just an efficiency thing. And of course I would need somewhere for all of the items to go. Yeah. Getting back to conversations before, having brakes are utterly important going on those mountainside roads. I know I've gone down Stevens Pass a couple times, and luckily most of my older vehicles have been manual transmissions, so it's one of those, if worst comes to worst, you can just downshift and slow yourself down. You don't have to worry about brakes overheating and failing. But you look at on the side of the roads and you'll see the gravel runaway truck ramps that have a fresh set of tracks in there. You just can't think or help but think about that poor semi-truck driver that had to use that. This is some pretty crazy videos I've witnessed of trucks utilizing that ramp, and I mean they do exactly what they're supposed to do. They stop those trucks. Oh, are we just about there? Almost have this ring done. Huzzah! Should probably eat something. Been a little low on health there. Ooh. Yeah, that would be quite the experience to actually get to see one of those semi-trucks use that ramp. So, what I'm building is the Il Mango Gold Farm. Just working on building the spawning platforms right now. And that's probably about all I will take care of on today's stream. Just got 2 more rings to do down below. I built it from the top down so that way I didn't have to worry about gas spawning. And yeah, the Lightmatica mod is absolutely perfect for doing it the way that I'm doing it. Back in my younger days, before I had understood what Lightmatica was, I was watching some of the other content creators, and they build in that, you know, the 3D printer effect, as I call it, building it layer by layer, similar to how, you know, I'm doing it right now. And I'd always wondered how could you do that? Like, there's no way you can memorize all those blocks. Then I realized that it was because of Lightmatica. Boom. Next layer down. Probably getting a little low on magma blocks. Fix that. There we go. I don't know why my computer always freaks out and gives me those air blocks. It can be a little bit annoying when I'm trying to record a time lapse or replay. But yeah, let's just go ahead and restock on those right quick. As soon as I find the way in, there it is. Cool. Excuse me. Come on. Jump. There it is. Whoa. Okay. Officially, less than 2 layers left. I'd like to say they're going to start going faster, but I think they're all area-wise the same size. Well, that's okay. What else are we going to talk about today, chat? I'm not open for that whole pineapple on pizza discussion. That is one that's... I'm not going to say I'm closed-minded, but for me, no pineapple on pizza. Hello and welcome. Just kind of joined here at a little bit of a lull in the conversation. If you have any sort of ideas or topics you'd like to talk about that aren't political or anything like that, feel free to drop them down in there, and I'd love to chit chat about them. I think we've already kind of covered favorite cars, some childhood memories, previous work experience, a little bit of my YouTube history. Kind of covered a few of those to give you an idea. I'm just building up a gold farm. Placing a lot of magma blocks. Oop. Helps if I put them in the right spot. So let's see, I think my last stream before the internet decided to fail me, I was sitting somewhere close to an hour and a half. So we get up into what, 3 hours? You can see, what? You can see my search history. What? Oh, can I see your search history? I got that idea of you saying YouTube history. Afraid I don't quite... Oh, my YouTube history. Gotcha, gotcha. Sorry guys, I might be a little slow when I kind of zone in on a project. I noticed this at work. I can, like, other logical thoughts, while simple, can sometimes escape me. I get so caught up on what I'm doing that I've noticed my lead's like, why don't you understand what I'm telling you? I'm like, oh, just brain, let the elevator get to the top floor here. So zoned in on what I'm doing. How long would that build take? Are we talking about this gold farm right here? Because I am probably 85% of the way done with it right now. Just got to build one more spawning ring, and then I just need to put in some zombified piglins to hold the aggro in the four corners, which I'm probably going to take care of after this stream, before the next one. I already did most of the hard part of having to build and rebuild the kind of killing chamber down there. It helps if I remember correctly how to build this. And like I've said before, I always like to give credit to original creators. This is the Il Mango design. I just am using the Lightmatica schematic that's of this that I had built on Zedicraft Season 1. It was a lot easier than trying to sit here and follow a tutorial and talk with y'all. This is a much simpler solution that's make this go up a little bit faster. Sounds like my wife and daughter did just get home. Wonder if they brought home some food. I am starting to get a little bit on the hungry side. So, without giving out any sort of personal information, I'm not asking for that. Where's my audience around? Are you guys West Coast, East Coast, Europe, you know, Australia? Where are y'all representing here on the chat today? I'm from the West Coast of the United States. We've kind of narrowed it down to the state of Washington here. That's about as specific as I would want anybody to go. I don't want your street address. I'm not after personal information. Eastern Standard Time, very nice, very nice. There's a lot of people playing on Zedicraft from the EST time zone. Oh, you're near the other Washington. Very nice. been there once driving through. I drove through the less developed area, and I was a little bit concerned for my life at times. It was one of those like, yeah, I'm in the wrong neighborhood. I shouldn't be here. Let's get out of here. We were, I was stationed down in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, getting ready for my second tour, and me and a buddy, we were driving up to New York to go to a Warped Tour. I think that was Warped Tour 2011. Forget which city it was in New York, but we drove all the way up there and stopped in Washington, D.C. on our way. And, yeah, didn't want to go through that neighborhood again. So to answer your question, you cannot join this SMP. This is a whitelisted server. To kind of give you the blunt answer. That is something that I would like to maybe start up down the road, create like a, maybe not like a patron or something like that server, but I wouldn't mind running a server or something that I can just hang out with, you know, my audiences and some of my subscribers and stuff like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun to get to know you all a little bit better. Oh yes, yeah, I am well aware of the lawsuit class action against the water on Camp Lejeune. I was only there for 2 or 3 months, and they just told us all, hey, don't drink the water from the pipes, just go buy water bottles. So that's what we did. Yeah, military installations are very well known for, you know, it's military contract stuff, so it's built by the cheapest bidder with the cheapest parts. They don't build the quality. That's why military grade is, much as it gets talked up around by most people, if you're in the military, you know that means it was made by the cheapest bidder out of the cheapest materials. Military grade's impressive until you know what true military grade is. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. My daughter wanted to come in and ask me a question. And for those that don't know, I do have a 6-year-old daughter who I'm developing a passion for Minecraft. She likes to come in and watch me from time to time again. She really enjoys watching me develop my base idea for Season 2 on Zetacraft. And I really don't want to go into spoilers or anything, but it's raising the bar. I'm not coming onto that server to mess around. I'm going to be building some big, awesome, epic stuff. But for those that are currently caught up on all of my episodes and content for Zetacraft, I can go ahead and answer a few questions. I'm sure you guys are wondering what's going on with the mega base location that I had started, I think episode 15 or something like that, in that jungle biome. And as ambitious as that was to start, I'd love to finish it, but unfortunately the season came to an end far too soon for me to get the appropriate amount of attention that it needed to get it up to its best potential. So have to put that one on a back burner, but I'm going to try to use the same concept for what I was planning, as far as kind of approaching it as more of a painter kind of mindset, as far as the highlights, shadows, and gradients in future builds. I'm starting to really enjoy building that way, and I personally feel like that's the way that a lot of content creators are leaning, as far as trying to get more of that the realistic approach. So I'm trying to kind of hone in my skills as a builder to keep up with the current trend. Yeah, let's fix that. Perfect. Always scares me when I see the ghost block kind of like that. Alright, so where are we at in the chat? Yeah, I feel that Minecraft is one of those games that almost anybody can enjoy. Old, young, in between. It's the best sandbox game for the best price. Because how many other games do you know of can you... Like, you know what? I just feel like collecting resources today. And you can spend 3 or 4 hours collecting sand from a desert biome. Or, you know, I want to build this, but I don't want to collect the resources. So you jump into creative mode and you kind of really push your boundaries and make yourself a more proficient builder and experiment with different block palettes and such. Or, you know, you could be a PvPer and go play on, you know, Bed Wars or something like that, or Skyblock and all sorts of the different modded versions. Like, I love Minecraft. It's gonna, I think it'll continue to be one of my favorite games throughout my entire life. And with them continuing to update it and adding in new content and features, I think they're always keeping that interest and flavor of the game alive and well. Not to mention the fact that, you know, they've hardly raised the price on that game and they provide free updates. It's not like some of the other game studios out there that's, you know, it's the pay to win version. Minecraft's like, hey, pay $29, $30 and we'll update the game forever. You know, like, you don't see that nowadays. Yeah, I've actually heard a lot of hype about, was it Iskel's the Vault Hunters mod. I haven't personally played it. I'm more of a vanilla style player. But if there was one version of Minecraft that I want to play, I think it's the better Minecraft version. I think that's the one where they add in all the different trees and blocks, and, you know, it's just a builder's dream. I think Flip did a series on it a while back, or he might still be continuing. I have unfortunately gotten a little behind on his content with work and all that being as busy as it is. So, like, I wish I had more time in the day to watch, play, and just enjoy Minecraft. Alright, we're almost there. One more ring to go after this. This definitely would be a fun project to have multiple people on. I know recently Tim B. Nice did a, I forget what the event he actually called it, but he invited, I think it was like 5 or 6 different people to join him in a copy of his world, or an uploaded version of his world to multiplayer, and they were grinding out sand for his mega project and mega base that he's working on. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do someday. Maybe I can get myself a world and do that. Maybe I should just upload my Let's Play world and kind of play with it that way. I think it'd be a lot more fun to get other people on there with me and just enjoy Minecraft experience as a whole. Because I remember they were saying it wasn't during Minecon or something like that. It's when they were talking about the drop of 1.18. And I think it was Minecraft Live. And then, you know, they kept reiterating, especially content creators, saying that Minecraft is better with friends. I've played quite a few solo worlds, and, you know, there's a time and a place for it, but you just can't beat playing in a world with other people, especially when you're trying to, you know, build and push your limits as a builder, as well as just having more people on there to share resources and to help you collect them. Can get a little boring having to do all that by yourself and kind of lose a little bit of the interest. Cool. All right. Do I have everything for that layer? Looks like there's no trapdoors or anything there. So at this point, it's just gonna be bottom layer. Oh, yep, my pinky is starting to hurt. Almost there though. Let's go ahead and re-up on magma blocks one more time. I don't think there's that many left, luckily. So we're on the home stretch. That should be more than enough. I am interested to know how many blocks I've actually placed today. Maybe we can check that out at the end of the stream. I'll open up my statistics and we'll check magma blocks placed. Because outside of my villager trading hall, I haven't messed around with magma blocks. Luckily this layer should go a little bit faster since I have the glass to build off of here. I don't have to spend nearly as much time crouching around. Do let me know if I start to get a little shaky with the mouse. I did adjust my mouse sensitivity like a month ago to lessen it because I noticed in my watching back my videos that I can get a little chaotic there with the mouse movements. And I know that I can get a little bit of motion sickness. So the last thing I want to do is cause somebody else to get a little motion sick just from watching my episodes. We are getting there though. Like I said, home stretch. And I gotta work on getting those name tags. Yeah, as far as all the shaking on that, that's one of the effects that I used in my editing software. It was called the chaos effect. And yeah, I kind of realized it after I kind of released it. I was like, yeah, that may have been, I probably could have toned down a little bit of the shaking and modified it to not be nearly as intense. But kind of give you a little bit of background as to how I recorded that episode. It made it, I didn't set myself up for success because I basically did the footage through one shot. So I kind of put everything in place that I needed and then spawned into the world and started recording walking around. And you know, whenever you hear me talking about, you know, reacting to the world shaking, that was me just randomly throwing it in there back. Oh, I haven't shook in the world in a while, and I probably should have spaced it out a little bit more than what I did. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, going to your comment about Hermitcraft and the end of, what was it, season 8, when the moon was crashing into the world. I did like how they did the gravity effect. I thought that was a lot of fun. I have no idea how they did it. I presume it was some sort of mod pack or something like that that randomly added levitation potions. I do believe on the Legacy SMP world. Oop, and I fell. Well, that... I mean, I'm pretty impressed that it took that long for me to fall. But yeah, how they had the chicken effect where you'd randomly float when you got hit or something like that. Thought that was pretty cool. Oh, excuse me. Nose is getting a little stuffy here. It knows we're on the home stretch, that's what it is. About a quarter of the way done. Wait, did I miss a block right here? Apparently I missed a stained glass block. I will have to go back and fix that later. Curious to know now, if I were to go through and do the outside of the border of this, say like 3 wide, all the way around here, if I can reach it from the inner circle, and then I can actually move a little bit faster, not having to constantly hold down shift. So let's try it. Build like a 3 wide border on the outside ring. If I can build it correctly. Now let's go back over to here. Looks like I can't quite reach. I still have to hit shift, so nope. I'd have to go like 4 or something like that. At that point, I'm just trying to circle back and forth. It kind of loses the efficiency. It's worth a thought. Never know unless you try it. Wait, okay. Let me get caught up here on the chat. You got a squeaky chicken for your friend's dog. Dog went nuts over it. Yeah, dogs do love some squeaky toys. Didn't know the dog when it was a puppy had a chicken stuff. Oh, that's cool. That kind of stuff always warms up your heart when an animal bonds over a toy. My dogs are just like, squeaky toy, that needs to come out now. Work on that thing non-stop, or at least she used to. Unfortunately, my only remaining dog, she's getting a little bit older, and her teeth aren't what they used to be, so she doesn't like to sit and chew as much as she used to. Everybody woke up to moving. Nice, very nice. Well, I suppose it's a lot better to be chewing on a chicken toy than a real chicken. I'm sure nobody would be happy if a dog started munching on a real chicken out in the coop. That did actually happen to my in-laws. They had a dog that got into the chicken coop and actually went after a turkey. Wasn't too happy with the outcome of that little situation. I don't need to... I'll spare you all the details. But it wasn't good. To put it simply. Let's just say that we had... turkey for Thanksgiving. I always do love, you know, puppies, kittens, and there's just something about them that can melt the coldest heart. Just the innocence of cute little animals, and they're soft and cuddly, and they just want to snuggle. And then they grow up into adult cats, and they want nothing to do with you. I don't know if you can tell, but we own a cat. Nah, she's actually a pretty good cat. As far as cats go. She doesn't mind being held, and she doesn't completely ignore us. Cat loves to eat though, man. Pretty sure she's actually pawing at the door right now. She must know I'm talking about her. Definitely knows I'm talking about her. We actually rescued the cat from a local shelter as a kitten. Got surrendered in. Or maybe the mom got surrendered when she was pregnant or something like that. I don't know the exact backstory, but my wife absolutely was dead set on getting a kitten, so we did. You know, there's a perfect saying of, I didn't want a kitten, but my wife wanted a kitten, so we compromised and got a kitten. That's okay, because we did this thing for about two months, and we're hoping to start it again soon. Is we are working with a local foster organization that is rescuing Great Danes, and we had always kind of talked about getting a Great Dane, but we weren't quite sure if, you know, we'd never had a dog of that proportions before. So what we did is we signed up with that organization, and we actually got to foster a Great Dane, which it was fun. Everybody won because we were helping out, you know, the Great Dane that we were fostering. We got to experience a Great Dane, and, you know, we didn't have necessarily the commitment if it didn't work out to try to rehome it or anything. And it was a really good experience. All the volunteers and the people that worked there made it a very positive experience, and getting to watch him go to his forever home was just a very uplifting sensation that I would like to enjoy that again someday. Oh my. Yeah, finding the aftermath of chickens is never fun. What was this? You're talking about a skunk here. I need to concentrate on the chat. Ah, got by a skunk. Yeah, it's always nice when, you know, animals, they have such a big heart, and they just love unconditionally. You know, when we, without getting too emotional here, when we had to say goodbye to our other dog, it was very painful, just because of the unconditional love and memories that he provided to us. But yeah, going back to fostering dogs, I want to do it again. It was, like I said, it was a positive experience, and I felt like I was making a difference to that animal. I was helping out, and, you know, getting to enjoy that animal, even if you know it's for a short amount of time, was still a positive experience. Okay, we're almost there. Down to the last quarter section. Feel like we're down to that last slice of pizza here. My pinky is exhausted. It'll all be worth it in the end. I have so much XP. I'll have enough XP to build myself out a proper pair of Frostwalker boots for the next one of these I build. Not. Uh-oh, looks like my internet might be chugging a little bit. So I'll just let you all know now that if my internet cuts out again, that'll probably be the end of the stream. I don't think it'd be worthwhile to bring you guys back in here to watch me place, 40 some odd blocks. Hopefully it'll hold on for just 10-15 more minutes till we get this thing done. Literally just on the home stretch. And then, like I mentioned earlier, it'll be off to decorating the home. I would never consider myself to be a farmer or a rancher. I did take care of chickens and stuff like that in my younger years, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Like, I could do it, but it's not something I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to go clean out the chicken coop and all of that. But with kind of becoming more self-sustaining mindset, we've been doing a lot of gardening and stuff. There might be a day down the road where we do decide to get more of the farm style animals, chickens, goats, and stuff like that to become even more self-sustaining. Well, since I'm here, let's go ahead. No, I'll leave the schematic on. Okay, there we go. Just need to put in the last little bit of glass here. Get rid of those. And then this thing is good to go. There's the glass. Made it. Let's see, where's that opening? Oop, 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 got a little excited there. That's it. Gold farm is basically operational. I would call that a success. Let's go ahead and get some of this other stuff cleaned up. Now I'm gonna go jump back into the overworld, and then I think we're gonna sign off and conclude today's stream. As soon as I find the rest of my tools here. You go there. I always like to have my tools and equipment in a very specific layout. You might notice that. And unfortunately, I don't have everything that I prefer to have in a world. Like ender chest here, bed there, and then normally scaffolding, clock goes here, torches here, and then auxiliary stuff. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and I'll leave this stuff up there. That's all on the lower level, and I think we'll call that right there. Let's go back to the overworld. Finally, spent almost 4 hours in the nether. That's more than enough time for me. Especially lately with that last Arkenstone video. Because that was like 10,000 blocks away that I had to fly to get that story arc. Oh, perfect timing. It's nighttime. Sleep the night away. Alright, well, thank you for joining me on today's stream. Maybe next time we can build up that gold farm that's behind me, get that gold farm and pickle and trading all sorted out, and then I'd like to start building my base right there on that hill behind me. So thank you for joining me today. I do hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and potentially I hope we get back into the streaming schedule, and I will see you guys hopefully next Saturday. If not, check out my Twitter. That's typically where I like to update if I have any sort of last minute cancellations or stuff like that, since I don't have the 500 subscriber community tab yet, but someday. Alright, well, have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, everyone.